Hi guys, Gary the Garden Novice here. Monday evening, came down to water me tomato plants. So I thought, oh, I'll do a quick cheeky video on a Monday night. I'll show you me tomato plants and the tomatoes. I'm really pleased with the fruits that's coming on them. So here we go, have a look at these. These ones, a variety Shirley. Loads of fruit, absolutely tons of them. Just starting to go a little bit yellowy. So they'll be ripening up very soon. And I'll stop them at that point there. Lots of marigolds out. More Shirleys. These ones are my Tigerella, which I've actually picked some of these today, so I'll show you them what I've already picked. Lots of fruits on those. And these are Tigerellas again. There's another one there starting to ripen. And these ones, I fight my way past the jungle of tomatoes. These ones are called Dr. Tony. These are the ones I got from Ali, from My Rusty Garden. Sent me the seeds. There's the one there just starting to ripen. They're quite big fruits. Not an awful lot on them, but some big ones at the bottom. The Dr. Tony's there. And look at the size of that one there. Beauty. I keep checking for blossom end rot as well, and there's none, so I'm pleased about that. Cucumbers, I've had cucumbers come up my ears. I've just let them sprawl. There's another one there which let ripen off a bit more. And what I did notice earlier on in this cluster of melon was some melon. Where are we at? Dig down in there. Look at that bad boy in there. I don't know what point you pick them. I'll have to, anybody knows, put a comment in the comments. I don't know how do you know they're ripe? Do they change colour, or do they just come to a size and that's it? Them Tigerellas there, they're starting to ripen off nicely. I've got to say the Tigerellas have been the winner this year for amount of fruits. That one there is a Shirley. That's quite good as well. Cucumbers, I've pulled some cucumbers off here, and there's still some more on there and down there. And these ones were my sun gold. Not very good this year. There's a few on, but starting to ripen. But I did have a lot more last year. A lot of weeds coming down. I can't get to them weeds yet, but I will do once the tomatoes are out. And my peppers. I think I've grown a few too many peppers. They're starting to form the peppers there. Quite a few. These ones here. Yellow. These are sweet pepper Amy. These ones. These are a nice pepper. These. Nice yellow one. I went into those go a deeper yellow than that. There's some better ones at the front of here. Look at them. Beauties. I do like peppers. So that's all my peppers. So it's like a jungle in here. Just hard to believe that March and April and even May, this bench was full of seed trays and modules with seedlings ready to be pricked out, some pricked out. The beds the tomatoes are in had brassicas in, and now end of June I'm looking at harvesting tomatoes and peppers. Amazing. A few months ago, when I was talking about my peas not germinating very good and struggling to get a row of peas, I bought some Hurst green shaft, and look at them. That's one module, and I've got another module just like that further up the tunnel. They're more than ready to go out. I've got them in a bath of water, just keeping them going really. And I'll show you where I'm going to put them. Probably on Thursday stroke Friday when I'm back on the plot doing work. So I'll go and show you where I'm going to put them. So we'll just go outside where what I've done here, I've pulled a row of onions up. There were Ailsa Craig onions, because most of them had bolted, so I know they're not going to get any bigger in the wooden store, so I've got them pulled up to use, and that's where I'm going to put that pea frame in, which I made the other day, which I put a video on. I'm going to fix that in the ground there, and I'm going to put them Hurst green shaft peas either side of that pea frame in that space there, so at least my spaces are getting used as best I can once I've harvested the crop previously. Look at them onions in there, lovely. They're starting to swell out a bit now. About August time I reckon those will be all starting to keel over and they're drying out, and I'll get them stored. Right, further down the garden in the beds, I'll go through a few of these. This one I've got a couple of rows of rocket and 3 rows of beetroot. Now this took over the it wasn't kohlrabi, and it was tender stem broccoli what had finished, and I had all these ready to go straight in. This one here, I've made it a lettuce bed. I've got iceberg lettuce and Lola Rossa lettuce there. There was kohlrabi in that bed previously, which I didn't get any out because it all bolted. This bed, I've put cauliflower snowball in. Now there was brassicas in this bed before, so I'm hoping they're going to be alright. They did have white fly on, so I've sprayed them with washing up liquid water and put the net over. That seems to have solved it. I look a bit more happier in there now. One empty bed, which I need. I've got Calabrese in the polytunnel, which can go in there. I'll do that on Thursday. Second early potatoes, those are finished. I've cut the homes off, and then these ones are just dying back now. And I've got a second empty bed there, which again I've got purple sprouting broccoli plants in the tunnel, which will go in there. This bed here, I've got a couple of rows of swede, some cos lettuce and some spring onions. So I'm utilising all the space the best I can. And this bed down here, if I can just find my way past these buckets, I've just pulled up a row of rockets salad there at Saturday bolt, so I'll pull that up and I'll sort of sow some more in there. Spring onions and some lettuce there as well. I've just took some outer leaves off that to take home with me tonight. This bed, Lola Rossa lettuce, I've just harvested some of that, the outer leaves. Now in between this lettuce, you can see here, I've sowed a row of parsnips, and the same there, a row of parsnips. So they're not weeds, they're parsnips coming through. So when the lettuce is finished, I'll have 2 rows of parsnips taking up that space. The same in this space here, I had radish French breakfast in there, so I put in some plug plants of beetroot, so when the radish is finished, the beetroot's taken over. So when the beetroot's coming on, a treat. And that beetroot will follow on from this beetroot over here. So when this is all finished, it's starting to die back a bit some of it. I'll be pulling most of that up. These 2 rows here are the first lot, this is the second lot. So once they're finished, I'll jump onto this bed over here, and once that's finished, I'll jump onto the bed down here where that'll be ready, and I've actually got another sowing of beetroot I just did the other day in the tunnel, the final sowing, which will see me through the rest of the year. Sweet corn, look at these guys, absolutely beautiful, really strong plants them. In fact, look at the silks, there's a sweet corn forming on there in them silks. So what I'm wanting now is this here. It's not knocking down any pollen just yet. I'll give them a bit of a shake when they do. So I'm hoping to get some nice sweet corn. My squashes, butternut squash down there, and some courgettes down here. I've had a couple of courgettes off these. I'll get them off Thursday maybe. My parsnips, carrots in that one, and then I've got a second sow of carrots just starting to come through in that tub there. And in this middle bed I've got dwarf French beans starting to come into flower, so they'll be getting some pods on. And my asparagus is all going to fern. I'll just whiff all that dying back in the winter, and then I'll cut it back. And down here, my celeriac. I've never grew celeriac before, so I don't know what to expect. It looks like it's alive. And then my leeks. These are single planted leeks, and I've got some clump planted leeks further down the plot. And these potatoes are my main crops. These are all in 30 litre buckets. Let's see how they go. And down here, a couple of brassicas in there, and some more squashes. These are Crown Prince squashes, these, just to fill this space up really. Now the onions are pulled up, that are bolted. They're not very big, but they're edible. I'll dry them out on this little grid. So it's my compost sieve. I'll dry them out and I'll hang them up, and I'll take them home as we need them. Right, now I've just subscribed to a new channel called The Conroy Plot. There's a young lad and his little family, and just got a plot in, I want to say Concert, but that sounds like it's from Concert in County Durham, and he's asking just for advice. Now this is my compost bay, Kai. Just pallets. I had 9 pallets here. I made 3 bays, lined them with some weed membrane. You can use anything really, plastic, cardboard out. And then this bay here is just all garden waste. And I've got a compost thermometer, just so now the temperature goes up to. It's up to about 40 degrees there, so it's starting to heat up and just rot down. And it's starting to rot down well. So all my green garden waste goes into that. Then I've got horse manure in that one. And I've got, this is empty of manure, but I've got some sheep's wool there, which I'm going to use around the plot to preserve water and keep the soil moist. So I'm going to line my hanging baskets out with it next year. I'll find a use for it. Hi guys, that's me Monday night, cheeky little video. I didn't intend doing a video tonight, but I had my gear with me, so I'll do it. I'm going to go because it looks like it's going to rain. I can feel a bit of rain in the air. I'm going to wrap this hose pipe up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.